Good morning, Spartans. Welcome to your final. Today you are going to create a logo design. You are going to create a web page, and you are going to style it with CSS. This is a very basic idea of what you're doing. These three items do not relate at all to each other. Yours will. Okay, so I'm going to create a design that will have more connected parts, meaning the logo is going to make more sense to the word below here, and again another title up here. So these three sections, these three divs, are treated differently, and you'll see that in this video. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how many videos I will have made by the time you're done with this. So we'll have to wait and see. Also, if we go to my website, you will see the final here. And you're going to want to use this as a checklist. This checklist for this part, or for the time being, is probably a little bit shorter than what you will see when I'm done with the video. And that's just the nature of doing a recording. Okay, so I'm creating this the day before you watch it. So that's why it's going to be probably a little bit different. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and design a logo. You saw a sneak preview of where I'm headed. So you're going to want to try to come up with your own web title, web image. I told you to watch the concept logo so you can sort of use that as a guide. And it could be anything you want. Okay? So mine is going to be a web page that is, I don't know, it's going to be a business that trains runners. Okay? And so I'm going to use this as my image, and I'm going to add some fancy text to it, which will go down here. And then I haven't decided what I want to go up, what I want to have up here. So it's all going to tie together. And then that's all you need. I do want you to have a wrapper, as you see, and I want you to have a body background. So those are basic stuff. Okay? I think the majority of the time is going to be spent on probably the design of the logo. But try to pace yourself. Maybe spend 30 to 40 minutes on the logo design, and then maybe another 30 to 40 minutes on the web design. These are both very doable. So without further ado, I'm going to design my logo, and I will be back shortly. So this is what I came up with. I think it looks pretty good. So again, this is going to be for a training website specifically for runners. And now I have to just come up with a name. So first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to save my image because I'm going to separate and there's my original image. So I'm going to have my logo up here, and then my text down here. And I may decide to put it up here, so I'll have to see. Make that decision as I go. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and crop this. So there's a specific cropping that you should do. So you're going to take your crop tool, and by the way, this image was the original image off the the internet. So when you go into your Photoshop, remember, you're just going to do new and paste on the clipboard. Okay, the size doesn't matter. I don't even know what the size is. Let me see. Yeah, see, it's some arbitrary size. So, but for the cropping, you just take your crop tool and you're going to make it 300 px and another 300 px, and just make sure it fits in. Okay, this square is the same size as that banner right here, same size, so that's why it's important you crop it correctly. Okay, now let me crop it first. So I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to do Command 0 or Control 0 to bring it up, and then I can decide if I want to bring it all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to hold down Shift and Option and keep it centered. You can resize it any way you want. Hit enter, and let me zoom out here. Yeah, it's perfect. Now, depending on your CSS, and we'll get to that later, you can manipulate the size as well. All right, so I'm going to save for web. Now, I haven't made my folder yet, but that's where I'll do that now. And you're going to save it as a PNG. Okay. You notice my interface here is a Mac interface. All right, I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. All right, so back to this. Sorry, I was getting my pizza for my kids. Maybe you heard my dogs in the background. Okay, so this is a PNG. Save it as a PNG. The reason being is so that, actually, let me cancel that for a second. Turn off the background. There we go. Let's do that again. Save for web, PNG, and save it. Now, you got to save it to a folder. Call this logo. It's already a PNG. This is a Mac. I said that before. Where to? We're going to send it to, okay, our desktop, which on the desktop, you should have a folder. And I'm going to pause this one more time because I have to name my folder. Sorry. We're going to save it to a folder on our desktop called your first initial last name _ final banner design. Click Save. And what happened? Oh, there we go. Make sure you open up the folder. Okay. Also, save your Photoshop. Okay, so we did one as a PNG and one as a Photoshop design. Trust me, it might be that you mess up and you got to resize it. So save your Photoshop to the same folder. So I'm going to save that PSD, click OK, and I'm going to close that. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to New, and I'm going to call this I'm going to call this banner text. And let's see, the size of this banner text is going to fit within the div that we're going to create, and it's going to be 500 pixels, and it's going to be a height of 200. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to get rid of that crop. All right. Now, what should I call it? Well, I really don't have an idea here, so I'm going to call it Fast Company. Just thought of that this second. Actually, that's not bad. Fast Company. Play on words, I suppose. Okay, Fast Company. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cycle through some of my text. I'm going to take this one and color scheme, red, and let's see, maybe I think what I'm going to do is copy that. Bring it up there. And if you like any of my design techniques, you're welcome to copy them. The reason why I'm doing that is so I can put a stroke on this one. And let's see, that one has fast on it, and this one is going to be deleted. There we go. Now I'm going to select both and sure they stay together. Okay, this one's going to have a stroke on it. Now, how did that happen? I do not know how that happened. Wow. How did that happen? I don't know. I'm going to have to pause this and be. So I'm now going to double click my fast. This is what I wanted to do. And skip that red. Pretty good. Okay. Alright. Click OK. Then I'm going to select both those, do Control T, and I think I'm going to go ahead and skew these so it looks fast, right? Sure it does. Okay. And then Control T again. There we go. And I think I'm going to merge those together. Let's see. Haven't used a Mac in a while, so I'm getting a little rusty. Command-E. Okay. Control-E. No? Alright. Okay, so that's not working, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. Why am I going to duplicate this? I'm going to add a little bit of a filter on here. Let's see. A little noise. Actually, a little motion blur. Yeah, a little motion blur. Almost done with my recording, so I got to get going on this. Oh, I guess I have to rasterize this. Okay. And it did it for me, so thank you very much. And let's see. A little bit of a motion blur. And click OK. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, I'm going to now save for web. And save. Banner text, PNG, same thing. Make sure it's in the right folder. Click Save. Okay, I'm also going to save the PSD and click Save. Click OK. Alright, so the logo and the text are finished. And I still have about a minute to spare. Hopefully all my little breaks and pauses didn't mess you up too much. And I think that should do it. So the next video will be all about building that web page. Okay? And I hope that helps.